I'm Rich Gaitis, Executive Director of the Chicago Office of Emergency Management and Communications. The winter storm warning issued by the National Weather Service remains in effect today until 6 p.m. The National Weather Service is reporting 8.8 inches of snow at O'Hare and 9.1 inches of snow at Midway. We can expect additional accumulation throughout the afternoon. Residents can anticipate high winds and gusts of 30 miles an hour throughout the day and evening. We urge residents to plan accordingly and allow extra time while driving, especially during tomorrow morning's commute. Visibility is limited and drivers should be aware and yield to street and sanitation trucks working to clear the roadways. If you must travel, keep a flashlight, snacks, and water in your vehicle in case of emergency. Also, while driving, keep plenty of distance between you and other vehicles. The storm can not only be a nuisance, but it can be dangerous if you don't take the necessary precautions. OEMC continues to work closely with our utility agencies in case of any power outages. Additionally, the Lakeshore Flood Advisory remains in effect for today until 3 a.m. Monday, February 1st. Will present the possibility for minor to moderate flooding along the lakefront. Includes parks, trails, parking lots, other low-lying areas along the immediate lakeshore, and portions of the bike path. If you have vehicles parked along property lines directly by the lake, we suggest you have them moved if safe to do so. Earlier this morning, we began assessing the lakefront for any damage overnight and will continue doing so throughout the day. It is vital that residents and businesses continue to take precautions in order to be prepared for high winds and possible rising water levels along the lakeshore. We will continue to monitor weather conditions with the National Weather Service and coordinate response efforts with the city's public safety and infrastructure departments, as well as private partners to keep residents safe and informed. The City of Chicago's top priority is public safety. We would like to encourage residents to provide any needed assistance to neighbors, family members, pets, and the most vulnerable, particularly those who are elderly or have disabilities. Staying connected is key to being safe. If you need to request a well-being check or for information on available warming centers and other services, you can call 311. Go to 311.chicago.gov or use the 311 mobile app. We'd also like to remind residents and businesses to shovel and salt areas in front of their homes or place of businesses. With the heavy, wet snow predicted, it's important to keep in mind that snow shoveling can take time and some may experience injuries. Please take it slow, dress warmly, and again, provide assistance to neighbors, family, and seniors. Stay informed of weather conditions and stay connected with family and friends. I would like to thank Mayor Lightfoot and all the city departments, agencies, and organizations who come together to keep Chicago safe, not only during the winter season, but year-round. And now I'd like to introduce Cole Stollard, Deputy Commissioner with the Department of Streets and Sanitation.
Thank you, Rich. My name is Cole Stollard. I'm Deputy Commissioner of Streets and Sanitation. At Streets and Sanitation, safety is our top priority during any winter storm. We got a lot of snow last night, and our crews have been out all night getting the main streets safe and passable to allow for emergency vehicles, buses, and motorists to be able to get to where they have to go. Streets and San has a fleet of 300 plus snow vehicles out at this time, and at this time I'd like to say thank you to those men and women that have been out fighting this since 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon, and we'll continue to fight this until we're done. We ask that residents be patient with us. We need to prioritize keeping the main streets clean before we can move to residential streets, but we will get to those residential streets. We will continue to work with our partners here at OEMC to monitor snow and ground conditions, and we will continue to adjust based on those readings. In addition to being patient with us, we ask that residents who are snow blowing or shoveling, that they keep snow in the parkway and off the streets. Please, if you need to be on the road, travel with caution and adjust your speed based on road conditions. Please check the department's social media accounts for deployment updates and visit www.chicagoshovels.org to view our fleet in real time. Thank you, everybody, and please stay safe.
Thank you, Cole. And now we can open up for any questions.
Yeah, Rich, just in terms of the warnings you were issuing for part of the lake shore, north or south, where residents need to be particularly careful? What exactly, you're talking about folks removing their vehicles. Can you just go into a little bit more detail on that?
Yeah, sure. So as we all know by now, the lake is up about 3 feet, and that's caused us problems for the last couple years, in particular around major storms where high waves are hitting the shoreline. As we all know, there's a lot of residential buildings and houses that are along the lakefront that have been damaged already. So that's something that we are keeping a close eye on, and we want to make sure that we get the message out. So if you have cars that are adjacent to the lake, or if you have buildings that have a parking lot that's adjacent to the lake, just be cautious, get your car out of there. There's no need to come try to get your car on Monday morning and have your car full of ice. So especially around like 73rd Street, really anything past 71st Street gets damaged, as well as the north side too, around from Howard Street on. So it's really the whole lakefront.
And we were talking, well, obviously you mentioned the snow totals at the airports. Do you have any update in terms from the airports themselves what the situation is out there right now?
As far as flights being canceled?
Yeah.
If you, I would check with your airlines, whatever airlines that you're using, to check with them just to make sure of the status of the flight.
Okay. And just in terms, again, of giving folks some, warnings in terms of if they're traveling out in their vehicles, that kind of thing.
Yeah, just some lessons learned from 2011 as well. We had our big snowstorm in 2011. Make sure you have a full tank of gas. Make sure you have snacks and water in your vehicle, additional clothes. Make sure you let people know where you're going, where you're headed to. And really, most importantly, make sure you have enough distance between the car in front of you. And if you see snow plows coming your way, just stand clear. Those guys are working hard trying to clear the snow for us and aiming for Monday morning's rush hour.
Right. And Commissioner, if I may ask you a couple of questions as well. Speaking of Monday morning's rush hour, I wonder when a snowstorm like this hits over the weekend, does it almost make it harder for your vehicles because there isn't as much traffic to kind of help with breaking down all the snow and everything?
One simple answer is yes, that does help, but also more people are at home right now, so they're cleaning off those cars kind of all at once. They're all shoveling all at once, snow blowing all at once, and they're putting that stuff back on the streets, that's where we're asking for the help of you folks to get that message out, to help us out, throw it on the parkways.
Yeah, just to remind folks, because we even saw that, people are just shoveling their snow from the sidewalks out on the street.
Yes, it's a problem that'll help us out with you getting the message out.
Now, in terms of obviously clearing the arterials first, how are your crews doing right now? Are there any parts of the city that you're having, a harder time with right now, or it's going to be a little bit slower that people just know at than others?
Everything kind of equaled itself out within the last couple hours as far as the snow totals. We're dealing with a lot of blowing snow right now. As heavy as this snow is, it is still blowing around, so we ask people to be cognizant of that. Another thing I'd like to mention is just clean off your cars, please. Take that time to clean off your windows and so you can see and be safe out there.
And obviously we know that the priority is the arterials, Lakeshore Drive, et cetera, and then the side streets. But how about help for, the alleys as well? Will your crews be getting them to them? We're hearing that some of them are just totally impossible.
Yes, the goal is to get to them as soon as possible. We want to get into those neighborhood streets just as fast as everybody wants us to get there. We're looking at this. We're just hoping that we get this system gets out of here, and then we'll be entering into those residential streets, and we will put notice out that we move to the residential streets. And we just ask that everybody just help each other out.
And that includes the alleys.
Oh, we don't, I'm sorry, I didn't hear your question. No, we don't do alleys. We do not do alleys, Streets and San. When we go through the alleys with garbage pickup next week, what we call tracking, but we do not do alleys.
What can people who need help getting out of their alleys, do?
We just ask that Chicago does what Chicago does in these times, and that's come together and just help out your neighbors, check on your senior citizens, and let's just help each other out to get through this.
Remind us just how many miles of, roads, streets, and San have to clear right now? Just what kind of jobs, we're looking at?
9,400. and it's just continued all night since 2 o'clock yesterday. We make the pass, we go east one way. By the time we're coming back west, the work that was done is having some issues. So we'll just continue to fight it. And once again, I'd like to thank the men and women that have been out there all night trying to keep up with this thing.
We're hoping that by Monday morning, you will be in reasonably good shape then.
The mayor has given us resources to assure us that we will be ready for that commute on Monday morning. I can promise you that.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. I understand there's someone here who can give some comments in Spanish as well.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hi.
¿Nos puedes decir cuál es la situación ahorita en cuanto a las calles en Chicago y
Sí.
para limpiar lo más pronto posible?
Sí, ahorita tenemos 300 vehículos limpiando el nieve en las calles mayores, las más grandes, y vamos a seguir haciendo eso hasta que para el nieve y luego regresamos a los barrios, a las calles más pequeños.
¿Y qué recomendaciones les quieren dar ahorita, no nada más a la gente que pues, tiene que manejar tal vez, pero los que están limpiando sus banquetas y todo eso?
Sí, pedimos que cuando están limpiando que no tiran el nieve a las calles, que nos ayudan con esto si pueden, están limpiando y ponerlo en el pesto, pero no en la calle.
Y también darle suficiente espacio a los vehículos de calles y sanidad, ¿no? Para que hagan su trabajo.
Sí, cuando están, si uno tiene que salir y están manejando, que por favor da distancia a los vehículos, los camiones que están sacando nieve, y también que manejan con cuidado. Hay mucha nieve que ha caído.
¿Cómo esperan que esté la situación para mañana en la mañana, cuando ya la gente regrese a trabajar?
Sí, para mañana creemos que ya está saliendo nieve, ya casi va a parar. Vamos a limpiar todas las calles y creemos que para la mañana van a estar limpios.
¿Nos das tu nombre, por favor, y lo deletreas?
Sí, Cristina Villarreal, del Departamento de Streets and Sanitation.
Bastante. ¿Puedes deletrear Villarreal, por favor?
Sí, Villarreal.
Muchas gracias, Cristina.
Gracias.